How can carbohydrates burn fat? And how are my clients eating thousands of more calories, up hundreds of grams of carbs, and down 20, 30, even 100 pounds? So in this video, I'm going to give you an extremely basic overview of the metabolic pathways and cellular processes that I put into my clients' programs, and why the reason scientifically that they're up hundreds of grams of carbohydrates and down all this weight. So my name's Adam Bono. I'm an online fat loss professional. I specialize in hormonal priming, body recomposition, higher level forms of nutrition through metabolism manipulation, right? So I specialize personally in metabolic priming, and I've helped hundreds of guys all across the world lose weight, get to a leaner body fat percentage, and break fat loss plateaus. So getting right into it, before you understand how carbohydrates actually burn fat, it's important to set the stage by discussing the overall two metabolic conditions, right? You have the normal fed conditions, which is like a normal human being eating, I guess particularly or whatever you want, but you're not in like a starving condition, because stage number 2 would be like in a highly restricted, low carb, starving condition, right? So in normal conditions, your body relies on the energy containing nutrients like fats, carbs, proteins, like glucose and carbs, fatty acids and fats, and amino acids and protein. So carbs are your central nervous system's preferred mechanism to burn fuel for your brain, for your nerves. Fat are used as fuel at rest. Fats are used as fuel at rest and during long bouts of like extended exercise. And then protein, for instance, is just like your amino acid array. So the two energy pathways for energy is glycolysis and the Krebs cycle, right? So the liberating chemical stored in food produces ATP, right? It's like how your body burns food. And your body's chemical money, basically, it needs to pay for different chemical transactions. So under normal circumstances, when you're eating plenty of carbs, plenty of fats, plenty of protein, your body produces a lot of what's called acetyl-CoA, right, from glucose or from fatty acids, aka beta oxidation. So both glycolysis and the Krebs cycle kind of tick over unimpeded, and there's kind of just like peace in your body, peace on earth, right? However, things can get a bit more haywire when you start to eat a low amount of calories for an extended period of time. I come across tons of guys who've tried ketogenic diets, have tried numerous types of diets that are very highly restrictive and put you in a kind of a starving position. And by all means, if you have a medical condition that means that you need to eat low carb, by all means. But if you're a normal person trying to get to a leaner body fat percentage, trying to feel healthier, or just trying to get lean, trying to get shredded, you need carbohydrates, because carbohydrates fuel your body. And I have, never really seen somebody who's used like a low carb approach or ketogenic approach actually sustain body weight, right? Because there's a problem in today's industry, and there's a problem in today's American society that people don't have a weight loss problem. They have a keeping weight off problem, right? And it's because of these fast approaches to dieting that don't really teach you the overall mechanism of what food does, what carbohydrates do, how much you need to eat protein, carbs, and fats, and the overall habits and lifestyle changes that allows you to be able to sustain it for life. Take it like this. If you do it once right, you never have to do it again. You have the traits, you have the consistency. Now you have the patterns to actually know what it looks like to do it right. When you know how to do it right and you know that process, then you can keep it off. But the people that are uneducated about how fat burns in the body, try very upfront, highly caloric deficient diets, and just starve yourself of carbohydrates and lose 20 pounds. They never really learned the lifestyle changes or how to do it correctly, and then they just gain it right back. So 30% of people who lose 20 plus pounds actually keep it off for good. Even lower, about 15 to 20 of those actual people keep it off over 3 years. And it's this process right here they don't understand. So no carb or low carb or starving conditions, first your body uses up stored carbs in your kind of liver and muscles, right? Because carbohydrates are kind of stored in your muscles, and you deplete your water storages, which you lose a bunch of weight right off the bat, right? You lose 20 pounds within the first month or whatever, there's a problem with this because one psychologically makes you believe that fat loss should occur at that fast of a rate. Well, that's just not true. All that is intramuscular glycogen being depleted from your body, all the water being depleted from your intestinal organs, liver, and muscles that have you lose that 20 pounds. And then you're psychologically reassured yourself that you can do 20 pounds, and then you hit the wall and you actually start to lose a correct amount of body weight, and you just push a little bit harder and the body starts eating out of muscle tissue, which then puts you in that kind of gross skinny fat range with an inadequate amount of muscle tissue, but seemingly more body fat in general. Because once you get into these diets, a lot of people actually gain more back because their body is so adapted to this specific condition right here. So carbs are not only available in your body to make new glucose from gluconeogenesis, but since you started this like low carb diet and now you're kind of down a little bit of weight, the glucose fueled Krebs cycle, which how your body burns energy, you kind of put yourself in a box, causing like a metabolic traffic jam. And since you're unable to replenish your body from glucose, then your internal metabolic conditions start to favor the formation of ketones, right? Ketogenic, right? So the misconception about ketogenic in general is that, one, you have to be under, 50 carbohydrates per day to stay in like a ketogenic profile. And what people don't understand is that they don't know how to track food. They don't know how many carbohydrates they're getting, and they get miscellaneous carbohydrates from all different sources, and they're not even in the actual ketogenic range, and their body's not even producing ketones, which puts you kind of in a metabolic purgatory, and now you're losing minimal amounts of glucose, and your body's not producing ketones, so it gets you the fatigued, highly fatigued. Stress starts to climb. Oxidative stress and inflammation in your body starts to skyrocket. And that's where people go wrong with the ketogenic diets, because glucose is your body's primary energy source, but when you are in starvation mode, gluconeogenesis is unable to produce enough glucose from carbs, so your body regulates alternative energy sources, right? When you finally have a meal again that has carbohydrates, or you get out of that low-carb diet, your body downregulates the formation of ketones if you were even in ketogenesis in the first place, and it reverts back to starting using carbohydrates as a main fuel source again, which then gets you to skyrocket up in weight. You add 20 pounds back, and you actually add more because, one, you've downregulated all your hormones, and you've downregulated, leptin, which is the satiety hormone, and your ghrelin starts to spike because you were never even in ketosis in the first place, which puts your body in high stress, which leads to overeating, which leads to overeating very quickly, which allows you to gain that weight back very fastly. And you can usually tell, and I'm like, as an online coach, like I can usually tell when certain clients come to me that have tried ketogenic diets in the past, because there's accumulation of multiple layers of just body fat that you can tell, and they're still like, say, under 2,000 calories, and they can't lose weight because now they're just like in metabolic purgatory. So what I do is, like, we give you more carbohydrates to influence the body and how it produces energy, and multiple things start to happen within the human body. So one, if you think in the form of actual like NEAT, for instance, like what NEAT is non-energy activity thermogenesis, how your body actually burns calories when you aren't even like really expecting it, right? So like me, like fidgeting my fingers while I'm doing client check-ins, me walking to the fridge and back, any type of exercise that you actually do that does not count as actual exercise, right? Just like activity, right? So there's an actual scientific study done that say when you are in like more of a low carb diet or a low energy deficient diet, you move less. You subconsciously move less because the body subconsciously wants to preserve energy. So you're subconsciously maybe not even like fidgeting as much as you used to, maybe not getting up for a walk as much as you used to, maybe you're more sedentary because you're more tired. So psychologically, you actually move less when you eat less calories and when you don't even expect it, when you're not even trying to. And that's where people get into trouble. So when we give people more carbohydrates, a few different things happen, right? One, their energy starts to improve, their metabolic conditions start to improve, their bodies start to actually utilize carbohydrates as a source, and they start to move more, right? They start to have more energy. They start to being able to want to go to the gym more. They start being able to want to maybe go out and get the wife groceries. And like these subconscious things actually start happening when you get the correct energy source of carbohydrates, that your body still like actually starts wanting to move more. Like subconsciously, you're just like a little bit more energetic, which is you're actually burning more calories because you're eating more food, but primarily because you're getting the right correct amount of energy source in. And so all that happens, and then you get good cognitive abilities because, like we said, the brain runs off glucose. And then you start to feel better, start to get better workouts, start to create more muscle tissue because you're pushing in the gym harder. And all these other subconscious acts start to happen that allow you to actually burn more calories, right? Because carbs are kind of what, like, in a sense, what a performance limiter. If you don't have enough carbohydrates, your body's not producing ketones, then, you're just kind of at a standstill, right? You're just kind of in, like we call, metabolic purgatory. Even for people that are in low carb diets, like I said, you can take it like this. Like, you could either one, I've said this in a video before, but I think it's very good a metaphor of how this works. One, you could be afraid of water, right? Never go in water, never swim. When the world is 90% water. Or you could just learn how to swim. Same thing with carbohydrates, right? You could, one, be scared of carbohydrates your entire life, having to stay under 50 grams of carbs, track your macros every single day to know that you're not going over a certain carbohydrate amount so you correctly are producing ketones. Or you can learn the correct way of how much you listen to this right now, need in the form of protein, carbs, and fats. And as you just track that and just be able to maintain it with getting good, correct energy sources from the protein, carbs, and fats, which puts your body in a lot happier of a space, a lot healthier of a space, rather than being scared of one macro molecule your entire life. So if you're someone who has gone through this never-ending cycle over and over and over again for years and years and years, you've been, losing weight, adding weight, losing weight, you're under 2,000 calories right now, and you got that, last little bit of spare tire that's around your waist, sign up for a time with me down below. My application will be in the link of this video, and we'll jump on a call with you, see if it's a good fit for you to join the program. We currently work with 87 guys right now, actively, and, they're all making amazing progress. It's a great community to be in. But if you are interested and you're a high-performing individual who takes his health very seriously, and this is the last time you want to actually do some sort of diet or try some sort of trainer, sign up for a time down below, and we'll kind of walk you through the program, where you're at, where you're looking to get, and what's stopping you from getting there. And if we are absolutely confident that we think that we can help you, we will explain the process in general, and I will teach you the qualities that you need to sustain for the rest of your life, and this will be the last investment you ever need to make. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Like, comment, and subscribe.